Hello friends, JLB here for Walk and Talk episode number 2. This one's brought to you by T&G from Birmingham, who says, JLB, what is the deal with the 100th monkey effect, and why are the so-called awake people so interested in this story? And that's a very good question, T&G, thank you for asking. Now, what I was going to do, in fact what I already did, I re-recorded one version of this where I walked up and down and I crossed the bridge and I showed you the views of the river. And then I got here where I wanted to come to this northern side of the river, and I was hoping to take you for a walk, but there's too many people, and you guys know how I feel about people being in my recordings. I don't like the idea of recording people and uploading it to YouTube, even if they're only in the frame for a few seconds, and even if what I'm doing is totally cool, I'm just recording the beautiful city and talking about stuff. It's got a weird feeling about it. So what I'll do is I'll come back here in the middle of the day, whether it's tomorrow or the next day, and then I will, because there'll be no one here. In the middle of the day, there's no one around. Everyone's inside because it's too freaking hot. So I'll take you for a tour of this side of the river. Is really beautiful, actually. So I'll do that next time. But for today, let's just have more of a stand and talk, or a little wander. And now I'm looking south, and on the northern side of the river. And in the distance, in fact, this thing has a zoom function, and it did work yesterday. There we go, so you can see one of the mountains in the distance. There we go, you can even see a little statue on the top of that one. I should know the name of that one. Is it Bunajik? I think that one's Bunajik Mountain. I really should know that by now, folks. I've been here for like 4 years. Anyhow, yeah, so T&G, I said on yesterday's video, I said, folks, I tell you what, you give me the topics to talk about, I'll talk about them. Give me the topics, go to buy me a coffee, buy JLB a coffee, and put in the little comment section the topic, and I'll do it. And I kind of regret saying that, because I woke up today and someone sent through a few coffees. It was T&G, and he said, here's the topic, and I was like, too tired to go out today. But I'll do it. I said I'd do it. I'm a man of my word, folks, so that's what we're doing. So the topic for today is the 100th monkey effect. And I've already just spent the last 30 or 40 minutes talking about it, and I decided to scrap that recording. So, but the good news is I can boil it down. This one really shouldn't take 30 or 40 minutes. This is a quick one. The 100th monkey effect is a myth, and nobody died, nobody got hurt from some monkeys cleaning potatoes, and then through some kind of extrasensory perception or morphogenic field, or collective unconscious in the monkey mind, this information spreading to a different island, and monkeys learning to wash potatoes. Didn't happen, never gonna happen. Nobody died, nobody got hurt, period. Washing potatoes with the monkeys. Now, I know that wasn't really the point of T&G's question. The point was more to do with, okay then, why do all of the so-called awake people want to talk about this stuff so much? That's a very good question. I've got for you, T&G, I'm sure you're aware of this already, I've got for you a clip from David Icke. Now this clip is from more than a decade ago, possibly 2 decades ago. And unfortunately, the version on YouTube, whoever uploaded this included some music. So you're going to hear the music. That's not me. That's the original upload of whoever did this. But it's only a 1 minute clip. Listen to David Icke talking about this wonderful awakening that is taking place as we speak.
And what's happening, and I've been a barometer of this in the last 13 years. I mean, you're looking at a man who spoke in Chicago to 8 people. You know what I mean? No one wanted to know, but people are waking up. Why? One reason is this: the 100th monkey syndrome. Every single person who wakes up and starts to question and starts to put a different reality and starts to see through the illusion, they are putting that knowledge into the collective unconscious. The 100th monkey syndrome. And it takes nothing like half the people to do it to swing people into another state of possible reality. And what is happening is, as more and more people wake up, when people say, well, what can I do? I'm just Joe Public. Change your reality. You'll add that reality to the collective consciousness. And then other people that haven't been to an event like this or haven't read any books will start spontaneously accessing that knowledge and spontaneously seeing things they have not read books about but can just see. And with this is happening now. All over the world, the 100th monkey syndrome is starting to manifest as more and more people wake up exponentially, more and more with every passing week, as they start to see through the illusion. There is an awakening going on which is going to change this world from a prison to a paradise, and it's going to happen in our lifetime.
All right, so you get the idea, folks. There's a great awakening taking place, and it's all part of the collective unconscious and the morphogenic field, and we're going to take back this planet. It's going to be a wonderful thing. All right, we're going to turn this place into a paradise. All right, the liars and the deceivers in the media and the news and the government and the politicians and the billionaires. And all these people, man, forget about them. We're taking over this place, man. And the way we're going to do it is you're going to buy my book for $29.95. You're going to buy a t-shirt. Buy a few t-shirts. Actually, take them as gifts. Your family will love them. These are high-quality t-shirts. And you're going to parrot to them what you heard from me in my 8-hour lecture. The best that you can. Just the best parts. Just tell them how great a time you had. And we're going to take over this world and turn it into a paradise. It's basically the idea. This is, of course, a load of nonsense, isn't it? But people love these stories. People want to believe that someone's coming to save them. Someone's coming to save us. And people love the idea of that anything they do is actually making the world better for other people. So, I'm in a process of waking up. This is going to help other people wake up. And there's other people waking up as we speak, and we're part of a movement. We're part of this great change that's occurring. It's great, man. It's awesome. It sounds fantastic. I love it. And then other people throw in other elements like, the Mayans spoke about this, how they would be. And you've got to keep in mind too, like that David Icke clip is most likely from before 2012. So in the lead after 2012, there was even more, like it was much easier for people to believe in this stuff. Yeah, guys, the turn of the millennium, heading towards 2012. The Mayan calendar prophesies this. Yeah, it's all good stuff, yeah. So anyway, why do people believe in the 100th monkey effect? Well, because it's a cool story. That's why, basically. It's a cool story, man. And T&G knows this. I think he just threw this. This is like a softball question. He thought, I'll buy JLB a few coffees and I'll throw him a softball question. And I appreciate that, T&G, but you know full well, you know better than I do. In fact, I think you've even been to see some David Icke. By the way, I'm not blaming David Icke. He's not even the first person to propagate this story. In fact, I've got an article on johnthebond.com, The 100th Monkey Myth, that I wrote back in 2017. It took me many days to research and write. Because I wanted to know who spread this idea. Who seeded the idea that there was ever some monkeys washing potatoes and their knowledge spread to other monkeys. I wanted to know who spread this idea. How did this idea get popular? That's what I wanted to know. So I did the research and I discovered that it went back to the 1960s. And then basically around the 70s and 80s, people started writing books talking about this study, but the study wasn't real. So the supposed studies, we're talking in the 60s, right? Roughly. And then the people writing books about those studies, the 70s and in particular the 80s. And then people started coming along debunking this crap in the 80s and 90s and more recently. So this whole story has already done its life cycle. It's already done the original propagation, and then it's done the secondary propagation, the spreading. And then people have already debunked it, even before I came along. And despite this fact, do you want to know what happened in 2015 and 16? I'll tell you what happened, folks. I'll tell you what happened, because I remember very well. These people came along, and they said, we've got a new truth, man. We've got the truth. We've got the umbrella truth. We've got the flat earth truth, is what they said. And I can give you some examples. Here is a video that I put together back in 2016 of the late Bob Nodal. He was still alive at that time, and my heart goes out to the family. He has since passed away. But at the time, he was big. He was huge. He was very popular in the flat earth scene. He was friends with Jaron, who at that time was still a flat earther. Of course, he is now a flat earth debunker. He's helping people to escape the flat earth. I'm glad that he's doing that, because he and many other people helped to lead a lot of innocent, well-meaning people astray into this flat earth mind virus. And I've seen what it can do to people. I've seen what the flat earth mind virus can do to innocent, well-meaning people who just get caught up with the wrong crowd. So good on Jaron for helping to undo all of that absolute nonsense. But back in 2015-16, he was helping to spread the nonsense. Now, I want to show you just the highlights of a video I put together of this Bob Nodal guy at the time, talking about the morphogenic field and the 100th monkey effects. Take a look at this.
It's up to us to become aware of this to a point where we reach that critical tipping point of consciousness, or 100th monkey effect, if you will, where suddenly it just starts occurring to many, many other people, kind of like the synchronicities that people are experiencing, where we've talked about this before. A lot of us will have an idea and we'll find another person making a video on it. Or I find so often that I have a thought on something and so many other people are having the very same thought. This is because we are in this morphogenic type field, this consciousness that we're tuned into, this part of consciousness that is allowing us to see this deception. And I think that once we hit this critical tipping point, that a lot more people are going to have access to this vibration, and they're simply going to see the game and the elites and the lie that's being perpetrated on us for what it is. And when we see that, then we will have the option to simply say, we're not going to play this game anymore. It's over. You don't have the power over us. There's going to be a new way of doing things. When you have the inhabitants of the planet that are becoming vibrationally higher and higher in frequency, and you have this kind of awakening going on. And this is something, by the way, that the Mayans prophesized, as well as many other cultures. They talk about an awakening. In Revelation, it's referred to as the revelation of divine knowledge, and also, where all the bad guys are essentially outed. When all of these hidden things come to the surface, it gives people a much broader base of information to draw on, and then they will start making connections like cells amongst themselves, and collectively we then start, by our expansion of consciousness, collectively our vibration actually starts rising. And I've talked about how this is actually done and can be measured by Kirlian photography amongst many other methodologies. But the point is that if and when we get to this critical tipping point where we are all vibrating on a higher level, it kind of carries over like a 100th monkey effect to the rest of the collective consciousness, and it kind of starts to go viral. And that is what's meant by the collective term of awakening and expanding our consciousness. Because when we start getting a broader view of the reality that surrounds us and understanding how much control we have within it, then we can start collectively making society and this world that we live in a much, much better place. It's pretty crazy. It really is when you think about it. But it's the reality that we live in. And again, I've said before, we can't solve this conundrum that we're in by any type of vote, by any type of war, or anything like that. We simply have got to become aware that this is what's happening. We have to become aware of how we are being affected. We have to become aware of how we are being manipulated. And once we are aware, then and our vibration has risen above that, we simply don't play that game anymore. We seek other alternatives that are not so detrimental to ourselves in our technologies, and we start pursuing a completely different course in life.
Yeah, I think the one thing that worries me about that more than anything is that you've got 3.5 million kids graduating from high school every year. So I think this is where NASA and these guys are so brave and don't care anymore, because you've got 3.5 million drones popping out every single year. I mean, how are we going to contact 3.5 million people every year to keep that counterbalanced? You may say you alert 100,000, 500,000. Well, they know their numbers are growing, and that's all they bank off of. So, that's where I struggle, is I'm constantly trying to do something that will kind of hit something big somehow, some way, because they're just playing the numbers game.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that all goes back to this kind of this critical 100th monkey point. You're right. There's a lot more people that are graduated that are full products of the indoctrination system than we're reaching here on YouTube. But the point is because this movement of the flat earth is growing, as well as the truth movement in general, or simply, shall I say, the realization that something is terribly wrong here on good old plain earth, I think that the more people understand that, whether or not they believe in flat earth or not, or whether or not they understand that cell phones fry your brain or not, or whatever, they are getting the idea, they're understanding intuitively, and this is coming from this 100th monkey type effect, where we're all accessing this Akashic record.
So what I did was I noticed back then that on all the interviews Bob Noodle was doing, he was talking about this 100th monkey effect, and I was like, hold on, what's all this crap? So I found several sections where he'd said this stuff, and I spliced them together into that video, and I added a little whoosh sound. And I also added a little monkey going over the screen. And I uploaded that, and that got thousands of views, and it made quite the impact because I heard other people talking about the whoosh whoosh when it came to the 100th monkey effect. Good times, folks. Oh, how we did laugh. Yeah, how we did laugh. Now, anyway, so the point here is that people like Bob Noodle and others, they were still using these ideas, this way of selling a message. Guys, our truth is going to change the world. Our truth is going to go to lots of people. Our truth is going to make a change. All you've got to do is be part of our movement. Like, share, and subscribe. Pass it on to your friends. We've got the new truth, folks. Forget the old truths. The new truth is in town. It's the flat earth. And believe it or not, people fell for this. People fell for it. People fell for this shit. People fell for this utter fucking nonsense. Oh my God in heaven. And of course, once they fell for it, a lot of them, they were never able to get out. And the thing is, people understand that if you do damage to your body, yeah, your body can kind of repair some of it, but some of it cannot repair, especially if it's repetitive minor injuries over time. So for example, a high-level baseball pitcher, okay, might do long-term damage to his shoulder, for example. Or a high-level baseball catcher might hurt his hand over time. They might only be small little injuries here or there, but by the end of his career, his hand is a mess. And I'm just using baseball as one example, because I've been watching some baseball lately, but any top-level sport that is high impact, it's the same thing. Yeah, this dude can catch the baseballs today, and he can play again tomorrow and the day after. He can do a 4-game series. He can do 160 games in a season. Great. Probably. But by the end of his career, there's a good chance his hands won't work the way they used to. And that's the price he's willing to pay to play at the top leagues, to make the big money, and to live that life. Good for him, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just using that as an example of how we know that your body can sustain these little injuries over time that add up over long. We know that. Some people think that doesn't happen with their brains. These people are misguided, foolish. In many cases, they are moronic because they think, oh, I'm just consuming a little bit of flat earth retard shit, JLB. It's not really going to hurt me. Actually, I think it is. I think there's a lot of people where this flat earth shit has led them astray and they're never coming back, man. They're mentally damaged. I really believe that. And I know that this has cost me a lot of fans, probably a lot of money over the years. I don't care. Guys, you've done damage to your own brains, in my personal opinion. And it's a great shame. And don't say that I didn't try to stop this, folks. Don't say that I didn't do my best. Of course, my best wasn't good enough, but at least I tried. I did try, folks. I'll link to that 100th monkey effect, flat earth myth shit video in the comment section below. Now, rewinding a little bit. So TNG says, what's the deal with the 100th monkey effect and the people who want to believe it? Look, people want to believe they're part of an awakening. I get it. Sure, I get it.
Sure, I get it.
But it's not real. There is no great awakening happening. Most likely there will be no great awakening happening. On the contrary, actually, people are getting dumber right now as we speak. People's attention spans are getting worse. This includes me. If you're being honest, it probably includes you too. People are spending more time with information being poured into their heads through their screens. People are consuming more and more different items of information per day, like they're scrolling through reels. So they're taking very little in, they're just being bombarded, they're willingly bombarding themselves with this stuff. People are spending less time reading books, especially in silence. People are spending less time creating for themselves, writing, whether it is writing their own diary entries or writing comments or writing blog posts or writing articles, or people spending less time writing themselves, they're going to ChatGPT to do it for them. Even emails now, even freaking, I got a WhatsApp message from a friend of mine the other day. He wrote it with ChatGPT, I know he did. And this is just happening across the board, folks, okay? People are not getting smarter, they're getting dumber. And this includes me. This probably includes you, if you're being honest. There is no awakening taking place. And anybody who tells you otherwise is just trying to capitalize on your yearning for an awakening. And good luck to them and good luck to you. It could be a good relationship. They give you the stories that you want, and you give them attention. You give them likes, subscribes, and shares. You give them super chats, or you give them donations, or you give them money somehow, or you buy their t-shirt, or you buy their book, or you do their bidding by telling other people, hey, there's this great guy on the internet, man. He's got the truth. There's going to be an awakening. Shit, man. Shit. I was also going to play a voicemail that I received yesterday. Thank you to Susie for leaving the voicemail. I actually did respond to your voicemail in the original recording of this, but I've scrapped the original recording of this one. So I've been doing enough recording. I'm up to like an hour of recording. And my little exercise park is still full. I wanted to show you the little exercise park over here. And I wanted to show off, actually. I wanted to show off the guns and do a few pull-ups and show you that even at 37 years old, folks, I still got it. I wanted to do that, but the park's full of people. And I don't want to record myself at the park when other people are there because of my concerns about recording other people tangentially through my, through my recording device here. And I am parched. So here's what we're going to do, folks. I'm going to say to you that offer I made, that if you send me some coffees and give me a topic, I'll come back and make a video tomorrow. Well, that was the offer I made yesterday. And I came good on that offer today. But I'm not doing that again. If you send through a coffee and some questions, they'll make it into a future video, but it might not be tomorrow. I mean, it might be, but it might not be. I can't make any promises. But if you want to support independent research and content creation, you can do that just by leaving a comment, folks. Leave a comment below. Tell me your thoughts on this 100th monkey effect, or the flat earth mind virus, or anything else you want to do. And I should have said too, I've got nothing against David Icke, alright? Never met the guy. I actually know some people who did meet him. They said some really good things about him, so maybe he's a really cool dude, I don't know. So I'm not trying to pick on him. And I'm not even trying to pick on Bob Nodal. Like, okay, the guy's no longer with us, and like I said, my heart goes out to the families. But maybe he really believed what he was saying about morphogenic fields and Kirlian photography and 100th monkey effects and all other kinds of crap. Maybe he really believed it. Yeah, a lot of these people, they believe the shit they're saying. We live in a world where people think we live on a giant spinning ball hurtling around the sun. Yeah. We live in a world where people think they evolved from simpler species, man. We live in a world where people believe in nuclear bombs and shit. I mean, people believe a lot of weird, wacky shit, folks, don't they? Let's be honest. So some people believe some really wacky shit about freaking monkeys washing potatoes and great awakenings and all that kinds of shit. Good luck to them, I say. You know what? Good luck to them. Good luck to David Icke. Good luck to Bob Nodal. Good luck to any of you who still believe this utter nonsense. I wish you all the best. So we're going to go out today with a little reminder that if you want to buy a JLB a coffee, you can do that. There's a link in the comment section below. Or you can just leave a comment. That really means a lot to me. When people leave detailed comments, I consider that a form of support. And if you want to go and listen to the latest JLB clip show, it's available for free. Go and join the free JLB Patreon. It's available for free. You can download it, stream it. So far the feedback has been fantastic. And if you want to know more about the 100th monkey effect myth, you can go and read my article at johnthebond.com, which I researched and wrote back in 2017, 8 years ago. Alright folks, well this has been another lovely walk and talk. Thank you for coming and joining me today. I'm really glad I did this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And thank you once again T&G for sponsoring this episode with some coffees. Thank you Tom Foolery for sending through a large, unsolicited and very generous tip the other day, which I used to buy this gimbal. Those are the two men you should be thanking, folks. The coffee man and the gimbal man. They made all this possible. I'm just a vessel for the collective skeptic that's within all of us. I'm just a vessel, folks. And I'm here as part of a great awakening, folks. The skeptics are going to take back this planet. No, they're not, folks. They're not. That's not going to happen. I'm the last, actually. I'm the last one left. I never saw the movie The Last Mohican. I think it's about some Indian. Well, I'm the last skeptic, folks, and once I'm gone, it's all over. Maybe for the best. Maybe the planet is healing. And the monkey brains can go back to their monkey stories about washing potatoes and flat earths. How's that sound? Does it sound good? I think that sounds great. Well, don't worry about it, folks. Give it 30 years and I'll be out of this place. I'll be on to the next place. I don't know what that place is. Maybe there'll be some skeptics there. I hope not, to tell you the truth, man. One of the best things about humans is how they believe all these stupid stories. Hopefully in the next place I become one of the storytellers and I can profit from the stupidity of the mass. Hey folks, don't you know we've got a new truth? It's a new umbrella truth. The Mayans wrote about it in their inscriptions thousands of years ago. There would be, at the turning of the millennium, there would be a great awakening and people would realize the flat earth truth, and you cannot go to Antarctica. There's military ships to stop you. And if you did get there somehow, there would be no midnight sun because there is no midnight sun down there. It's an elaborate hoax. We live in a flat earth. Just ask my friend Eric Dubay.
In order to fit the heliocentric globe model, this midnight sun phenomenon must also occur for observers south of the Antarctic Circle during winter solstice. Depending how far south the observer is, the sun should be seen for several days or weeks, never fully setting, just like it does in the north. In reality, however, there is never 24-hour sunlight anywhere in Antarctica at any time of year.